Hello and welcome to game number 2 between Alpha Sydney and Incite. Incite able to take out game number 1 in pretty convincing fashion, Alpha Jackal.
Yeah, and I don't think Alpha Sydney were prepared or even expecting the double hunter comp coming out from Incite. It seemed to be their downfall. They didn't itemize particularly well for it. They didn't have the strategy or the game plan to really punish the fact that it was double hunter rather than a mage in the mid lane. And I expect them this time to be prepared for it and a different game to be unfolding.
We're going to go into picks and bans here in just a second. I expect to see a few junglers and supports banned out from Alpha Sydney.
Yeah, I expect the Cabrakan ban maybe to happen a bit earlier. Odin ban could come out again if they're looking for that Aphrodite once more, but I think they should probably let that one slip. Maybe Alpha City can draft a double hunter of their own, who knows?
Barkus, the first ban here from Alpha Sydney, as we mentioned before, a very high win percentage in OCE and one of Biggie's favorite gods. Biggie, a very aggressive support when he wants to be, and Barkus is one of his favorites. Susano banned away by Incite. Alpha City has played this in both the mid lane and the jungle, and Slicey's actually had pretty decent success on it out of the jungle, so looking to take that one away from Alpha Sydney.
And with the removal of Power Potion, the gods that excel early just excel that little bit more, considering the late game gods just don't really have that much power or ways to contend with you earlier on. So Susano, Radtasker, Fenrir, they suddenly come up in viability. Sobek banned away. It caused a lot of problems for Alpha Sydney last game, as Radtasker is also banned away by Incite.
This leaves Raijin open here for Alpha City to pick up first if they so wish. Raijin, had, as we've, harped on a bit about, has had 100% pick a ban rate, not necessarily the best win rate though. With power pots being removed as well, a lot of his early damage is taken away. You see Ho Yi picked up here by Alpha Sydney, so Rhino did decently well with that last game. It's definitely one of his comfort picks, able to put out a lot of damage, and he's able to hold his own in lane with that hunter.
I would say that you could put Hu Yi mid as well, but this is Rana Barana we're talking about. He loves his Hu Yi, and he's shown great proficiency on this god, and I do expect it to go to the ADC role. As Raijin and Nemesis, oh good god, why? Why do they have to be on the same team?
Yep, that is not good news there for Alpha Sydney. I actually started choking a little bit there, as you might have seen it on camera when I saw those two on the same team. So that's going to be... There's going to be some trouble there for Alpha Sydney if Incite can play it correctly. Ao Kwang and Raven picked up. So Alpha Sydney going a bit of an alternative path here with the Ao Kwang. Rather than looking to get a lot of early pressure, they're looking to just kind of stay relevant and then let the Ao Kwang carry late.
Yeah, and it's not often that you do see the solo laner picked up before the second set of bans. It's because there's so many good solo laners that don't really outclass each other that much that it's not really that detrimental if you do get a low tier solo lane pick. Geb's going to be the pickup from Incite to help protect this Nemesis of Raijin when they do go deep. And there's also the cleanse which can stop the Ao Kwang ult with that stone shield. Look for the counterplay from Biggie to just completely nullify this jungle role coming out from Alpha City as Cabrakan's banned away.
So the Cabrakan ban here doesn't actually make a lot of sense to me. The Raven's picked up and the Ao Kwang, and you expect those to go the solo and jungle unless you're expecting a Cabrakan support, which I could kind of see Torres guys doing, as he has played Cabrakan in the jungle previously when he used to play jungle, but still you could probably ban something else away there. The Bologna takeaway for Alpha Sydney, I like taking away from Beast God Pool.
Well, don't forget, the Cabrakan really hard counters this Nemesis and Geb. Yes, Geb can just shockwave up Cabrakan from his tremors, but the fact that they've got a dash, the fact that they've got rollout, means that the tectonic shift coming out from Cabrakan, it's very difficult for the Incite to then navigate around the map. Freya and Arnher banned away, some ADCs taken off the table, and his Freya ban means to me that Incite think this Hu Yi is going to go mid lane instead.
It's very possible. Incite themselves have played Hu Yi mid in scrims, or so I've heard. So, they know of the power of it in the mid lane. Neath picked up here for Incite. Normally with Incite, you'd actually see this go the mid lane for Yada, but since Yada's managed to pick up a Raijin for himself, Laney's going to be taking that one to the AD carry position. He actually has very limited options left on the table with Ho Yi taken away by Alpha Sydney and Arnher and Freya bound away. Khepri and Ram picked up here for Alpha Sydney, so that Ho Yi should be going into the mid lane Ram for the AD carry position for Alpha Sydney, and it looks like Incite's kind of predictions were true.
And Alpha City have put all their eggs into the late game basket, aside from the Ravana, who's massively early game, but should have this lane against Guan Yu. But Huyi, Alquan, Khepri, Rama, that is a late game team comp if I've ever seen one. If you exchange the Alquan for a Kali, I think that's the only way you can get it even more late game.
Final pickup here from Incite is going to be Guan Yu. That's going to be for the Beast in the solo lane. So a lot of sustain for the side of Incite. I really like that. It means that during the first portion of the game, they're going to be able to heal up a lot of the damage from Alpha City and hopefully stop them before they can get rolling.
Yeah, we're going to go quickly into the game now as Alpha Sydney do take on Incite once more. Alpha Sydney, they have an opportunity here. If this game goes on long enough, their late game team comp will absolutely decimate Incite, but they've got to be careful of this Raijin and Nemesis combination.
Exactly right. They've got to be respectful of it early game, mid game, and late game. Raijin just outputs a ton of damage. Received a couple of nerfs, reduced his magical protection scaling, so he's a bit vulnerable. You can actually see this is a Ram mid from Alpha Sydney.
That's very strange. Ram, yes, he got buffed more recently, so his Astralos do 5 more damage at each rank, and they do have an increased slow timer. But he's still a lot weaker in the mid lane than you would expect a Huyi to be. Maybe it's just Ranabrana saying, right, I'm confident in my Huyi, I know I can do well with this, if you give it to me, we'll do even better than if I had this Rama.
We can see Taurus guys there rocking the Chef Special Khepri skin. I've been waiting for this one to be able to be played in a competitive setting. It's just a glorious skin, man.
It's one of the best skins they've released in a while. I think my favorite one, though, is still going to be that Ragnarok Fenrir. We don't see it in this game, unfortunately. In fact, we didn't even see it in the last game. But it's going to be good. Kikyo Mio looks to contest these right side hubs, gets one of them.
But Alpha City get the remaining two. Yada looking to rotate to the left-hand side ones, but the waves coming, he doesn't actually manage to grab those ones there. So a bit of an experience boon there for Alpha Sydney.
Yeah, and I think Alpha Sydney are looking to just pressure them out here, get the wave clear that they need to secure these left side Minabis. Yada looking to clear the wave as well, as he's going to eat some dragons there, as well as the Wildstorm. Half health, he doesn't have the health to contest these left side mids.
So Alpha City are going to be able to pick those ones up as well. This is very good for them. 2 of their late game carries getting a lot of experience in gold early.
But I do like the decision from Incite here. They recognize that they're not going to contest those left side mid harpies. Instead, secure some farm with those back harpies. They do accidentally leash it, but they do pick it up incredibly quickly still.
Left-hand side, Biggie and Laney just holding their own in this lane. Laney backflipping away from the route from Tori's guys. It looks like Rana and Tori getting the better of the lane this far, but in the mid lane, Kikyo taking a lot of damage. Swifty picks up a first blood there, pre-level 5 for Alpha Sydney.
That was the cripple arrow coming out into effect. It happened after Nemesis dashed. In fact, I think Swift even caught the dash mid-dash there with the cripple arrow, which stopped any chance Kikyo had there for escaping, and then just bursted him down completely. Left-hand side, aggression comes out and just landing once more, diving in his Ranabrana, looking for the ricochet, not going to find it. Well, that heal was huge.
And Rana now in a little bit of trouble as the minions were attacking there. He does actually manage, though, to get behind his own minion wave and stay alive for now. No one level 5 in this duo side of things, so Taurus guys, no revive available for that Khepri. Laney and Biggie have just themselves hit level 4. Rana and Taurus guys about halfway there themselves, so the advantage as far going towards Alpha Sydney.
And this is a very, very passive lane from Incite. It's not something you usually expect from the Neath plus Gep. 2 of the safest gods, 2 of the gods that you would expect to control a lane, but they need another aggressive character to help do that. And it's just not really working out for them so far.
Mid lane, Yada and Kikyo just farming up still. Kikyo not level 5 yet, still only level 4. Should be hitting it relatively soon, however. Clearing the wave along with Yada and does get himself to level 5, so not going to be too worried thus far about giving up first blood.
I am very surprised Kikyo and Yada haven't made a rotation over to the left-hand side so far. Just the amount of pressure that Ranabrana and Tori's guys have got off how far up they are pushed. The fact they have 0 ward coverage so far on this left-hand side is really shocking that it's been punished.
Kikyo forced to run away from his speed buff here after a 3-man rotation from Alpha Sydney. The Beast is here as well. Alpha Sydney looking like they'll be able to secure this one. Swifty does so. Kikyo, no way to run here, actually manages to dash away even though he was rooted by Shruik's speed buff going the way of Alpha Sydney. And playing much more aggressively this game than the last game. We actually commented in the pre-game about them not really pushing their advantage when they had it. That speed buff shows that they've changed their attitude. We actually see Ultimate on the right-hand side here, Slicey forcing to teleport away Beast in the cavalry charge form, looking for Slicey, looking to stun him out, does so. Kikyo Mio is here, but he's not quite able to catch up just yet. Biggie blinks in, knock up into the air. Slicey takes out the Beast actually in a complete reversal of fortunes there. Alpha Sydney picked themselves up a kill, but it looked for sure that Slicey was going to be the one that falls down.
Yes, it's Slicey's health bar right now. Slicey's health bar, he dies to the Cyclops speed!
Slicey, please. Brana picks up a kill onto just Laney on the left-hand side, but Slicey, come on, man, you just got out. What are you doing? Why are you risking it?
He lost his stolen speed buff. Why? Why? You had the advantage. Ah, left-hand side mid Harpies. They're gonna get away with Swifty by himself. Slicey should have been here for them.
Questionable decision on the side of both teams there, but Alpha City currently finding themselves in the lead. 3-0 reads the scorelines. Looking at the graphs, we can see it is a 3,500 experience difference, 2,300 gold difference for Alpha Sydney.
And the build coming out from Yada, it's a good build, especially considering he's going up against his physical ADC in the mid lane. He's got the Dynasty playing Elm online. He's going over the shoes of the Magi next. And, well, the Beast is 2 levels behind Shiryu. It's not something you usually expect the Beast to be.
Definitely not. Beast is a lane bully, but right now he's the one getting bullied by Shruix. Beast, though, manages to get away under tower. Yeah, really odd to see that from the Beast. I can't really... I don't think I've ever seen him lose a lane.
Well, he's got what is, all intents and purposes, a losing matchup. Because Raven just wins pretty much everything. He's actually forced a cavalry child there just with the overhead kick, the amount of damage he's put out with the 10-hand Shadow Fist and Piranha Onslaught. And this is exactly what Raven does to the lane.
Left-hand side, Kikiamiya and Yada taking away their own back camps there, just trying to get some experience. Kikiamiya 2 levels behind Slicey, who is an Ao Kwong. Being behind an Ao Kwong, not something you want. He's hiding around right-hand side here. Biggie is here, however, with his Stone Shield online. Slicey thinking the better of it, just backing away at this point.
So I give Incite till about the 25-minute mark. If they're not ahead and winning the game by then, Alpha City have got this in the bag. We have rolling out to the left-hand side that looks to try and punish Runner going aggressive. The old switcheroo, the old Barracuda backstep saves his life.
He jumps away there from the knock-up as well. Low on Nana. While they don't catch out Rana there, it's just relieving a little bit of the pressure onto just Laney here in this lane, who thus far has been pushed out by Rana Barana. And,
well, Alpha City, they've hit the speed buff once. They're going to do it again. They've got the timer on this, and they've executed it perfectly once more. They mentioned they had the pressure in mid, despite the fact they were 2v3. That's the power of Kepri early game with his passive.
Kiki Omio and Biggie, they're both behind Tory Sky's levels, so they really weren't confident going into that fight. They didn't know where the Ao Kwong was. They didn't know that if the Ao Kwong was invading the speed or was looking to set up. Yada there, rooted in place. Laney uses that Will Weaver ultimate onto Sushi and does almost no damage.
I don't know how much... Did he even use the ultimate there? I saw he got stunned for a second. I thought he just...
He did.
He just dropped his keyboard.
I mean, maybe it was a misclick. I don't see how you can misclick a Neath ult, though. Unless you're, like, looking to use the Neath ult, but not really prepared to commit to it, and then you accidentally left-click.
I don't know. Maybe he got startled. Who knows? I suppose we'll never know, unless we do get to interview him later.
See here, some pressure in the mid lane here. Kikyo Mio up there by Tori's guys, but a good Stone Shield from Biggie will save him. Slice is here, however, and now the Stone Shield is not available to cleanse any kind of execute that Alpha City might use. Biggie stunned there by Rana Brana, who's rotated in as well. A lot of pressure being applied here by Alpha City in this mid lane. Slicey rotating to the right-hand side. Blue buff is up if he's looking for that. Beast at about 50% HP, so can't really look to contest this one with Shruix up in his face and keeping him under tower.
Now this blue was going to go the way of Alpha City once more. The entirety of the jungle has been taken away. Into the Water Illusion form he goes. He's looking for the Beast. Finds a lot of damage. Forces the cavalry charge. And that's yet again the ultimate burn there for the Beast. Completely wasted.
Excellent play thus far from Alpha City. Really, kind of living up to a lot of the hype that they were given at the start of this split. They're a team that came out of the challenges with a lot of had a recognition that they were the best team in the Challengers Cup. Deadweight were part of the Challengers Cup, but they've got a lot of ex-OPL players in there. So, as I've mentioned previously, I don't really count them as the Challengers teams, whereas Llamas, now Alpha Sydney, have kind of always been a full-on challengers team, and now they were lauded as this team that can compete with OPL teams and is up to OPL standards. Thus far, they've been kind of middle of the pack, but here they are competing against Incite. Took a game of pandemonium last week, and they're poised to do the same thing this week.
See, this is a performance in the past 2 weeks that you'd expect from a team that's guaranteed to go to LAN, or at the very least going to qualify in the next 2 weeks, which Alpha Sydney look poised to do. They pick up the win, which it looks like they might do here. It puts them in a massive advantage going into the final week matchup against Avant-Garde.
Yeah, Avant-Garde plays deadweight this week, so they can pick up some games there, but more than likely, deadweight, my own personal predictions is deadweight will take those ones if past history repeats itself. Gold Fury started here by Alpha City. They take it. Laney in a bad position here. Rana jumps after him. Swifty with the snipe. Hits the first one, misses the second, gets the third, but Rana with the last hit. Tori Skies here. Divine Judgment from Kiki Omiya, but Kiki's 2 levels behind him. Tori, very low here. Kiki just focuses him out, but Slicey picks up a kill onto Yada as Biggie was trying to help his jungler. Shurik's very low, but Beast can't do anything. Oh my goodness, excellent double bounce there from Rana. Freezes Kiki in place. He's here with Swifty and Slicey. Slicey hasn't used his ultimate yet. Stone Shield is here from Biggie. Cleanses it. The execute's there, but Slicey just can't reach Kiki Omio in time.
Alright, so put that down on your clocks. 9 minutes, 48 seconds. The first time Taurus Guys had to use his Kepri ultimate there, and it didn't even get procced. Incite, they've just not had the pressure that they usually have in their games. They've been completely nullified by this comp from Alpha City. It's completely taken them by surprise, the start which they had. And it's all come down to that first roll and cripple by Swifty. If he didn't hit that cripple shot, we could be looking at a completely different game. Speedbump gets evaded once more by Shrio, and Vicky in a lot of trouble.
Forced to use the Stone Shield on himself. Slicey still has that that execute available.
Yeah, and he wants to use it. You can tell he really wants to go in and get more kills, because that's what he really wants to do as an Alquang, and keep up this pressure, this 3-lead advantage that he wants. He wants to extend it. If you're a Nemesis and you're 3 levels behind, something's gone horribly wrong.
Especially to an Alquang, of all things. Lady here, left-hand side, falling down to Ranabrand here in just a sec. Actually manages to get away there. I thought the Suns would get him. Shruix takes down the Beast under the tier 2 tower, along with some help from his teammates. So Alpha Sydney, they've already taken down the tier 1 tower on the right, looking for the tier 2 now perhaps, or just pressuring a minion wave into there at the very least, take away the blue buff. Swifty's rotated here as well. Alpha Sydney, out of nowhere.
One missed player could say in that entire engagement was Ranvarani using his Sunbreaker ultimate before he dived. Because just when he was in the middle, was going to backflip there no matter what. Try and force it out with your dive bomb and then use the ultimate, guaranteeing the damage for the ultimate. Almost does it again there with the Ricochet, but just like again on point with the backflip.
Yada gonna secure his red buff here along with some help from Kiki Omio. Taking a look at player damage here, we can see Yada, third from the bottom here, really hasn't used this Raijin to full effect, and maybe that's just where Raijin is now as a character, not able to really get off a lot of the damage that he's known for with the removal of power pots and some other changes to the game.
Yeah, the noise which you probably heard there on stream was the Kepri skin using his little slurpy slurp.
Is that a Kepri sound?
Yeah, that's a Kepri sound. He just goes. Well, I'm not going to repeat the sound on stream, but he basically just slurps a bit.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that's a skin. I mean, well, I suppose there's a Rathatos skin that talks about vaping, so anything's possible in this game.
I mean, yeah, but the blade comes out from Biggie.
Cataclysm there, knocks up Tori's guys. Curse comes down. Shruix very low here. They're committing a lot to this kill, but not quite finding it yet. Yada taunts him, but Shruix still alive here at this point. Laney rotates him, doesn't hit the Spirit Arrow, backflips away from the damage, healing himself up, but Alpha Sydney still ahead in this fight. Only Swifty below 50% HP, and they still have the Kepri Revive available. 4 ultimates used there from Incite. So only 1 used there from Alpha City, which was the Raven ultimate. So Alpha City looking to pressure this one out. Down comes the Sun's Beast with the cavalry charge, stuns out Swifty and Slicey, and so prevents a lot of damage. But Kiki Omio caught out here, dashes away under tower. Swifty up, looking for the snipes here, misses the first one and cancels the ultimate.
Well, if he stayed up there any longer Incite, they have the health bar advantage. They've got the Guan Yu. They can heal up. They can sustain. They can then push in and punish him for going for the air. So a great way there for him to get out of dodge. Put some of the confusion into Incite as well. As in goes Shruix. He's looking for Yada right now, and he's trading out evenly. But Slicey's here. He wants some kills.
Beast is teleported back in. He's 3 levels behind Shurix, 2 levels behind Slicey. Incite again just giving up their speed buff. No, they've come back. They're looking to secure this one. Hopefully get Kikyomiya able to rotate some more and able to pick up some more farm and compete with Slicey.
So 13 minutes 50 seconds into the game, Kikyomiya has his 2nd speed buff of the game. Congratulations.
Good work, Kiki. I'm proud of you.
I mean, this is the turn, but this is the comeback for Incite. Come back, boys.
Gold Fury going to be spawning in just under 20 seconds here. Incite can look to contest that one. Looking at the graphs though, 10,000 experience difference, 6,600 the gold difference. That is huge.
I didn't really expect it to be that much experience difference, but everybody is at least 2 levels ahead of their respective opponents. In fact, Slicey and Shrux are 3 levels ahead of their respective opponents. It's absolutely massive. But Alpha City, they haven't got as many objectives as I thought they would have gotten. They've only got the 1 Gold Fury, the 1 tower on the right-hand side, which you expect Raven to get anyway. They haven't managed to push any other objectives so far, and that could be their downfall. Incite could look to maybe punish that by taking this a bit later.
I think that leads more impressive, though, that they haven't taken that many structures. They're that far ahead, only having taken 1 tower, 1 Gold Fury. That's immense. That shows that there's some very efficient farming going on the side of Alpha City, and we've actually seen it with the amount of speed buffs that they managed to steal away.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's more efficient farming for them. I would say it's the fact that they've denied so much farm to Incite. They made sure that they've lost waves here and there in lane with the passive lanes that they do have. The one winning lane advantage that they should have had would have been Yada and Kikyomiya in the mid lane versus Swifty and Slicey, but the early kill just denied them that even further. Biggie gets aggressed on here by Slicey on the left-hand side.
Manages to cleanse himself there with the Stone Shield, getting away from that one pretty nicely. With Slicey still hunting here, blinks in. It is the execute actually not used yet. Biggie gets the Cataclysm off. World Weaver ultimate comes through from Laney, and oh my goodness, so much going on here. Biggie able to live. Yada picks up Slicey. Snipes coming down from Swifty. Biggie under tower though, gonna be able to back away there. So Incite get themselves a first kill on the board there. A lot used there, but I can guarantee that is a big confidence booster for the boys in red.
The ultimate from Ao Kuang that the King of the Eastern Seas was in the middle of its animation, in the middle of the charger before it's stunned, and Biggie blinks away frames before he was stunned. Literally frames.
That must be very frustrating for Slicey there. He was that close to it and unable to get it. Gold Fury here, started up by Incite. We got it at about 75% HP, but Shurix is teleporting in. Beast looking to zone him away. Under 50% HP, it looks like Incite's committing to this one. Tory Skies rolling over it with the sun. Alpha Sydney steal away the Gold Fury, and now it looks like they're wanting to fight here. Shurix taken very low. Tory Skies plucks Biggie. There's the ultimate from Kikyomiya. Biggie falls down here to Swifty. Kikyomiya falls down to Rana Barana. Yada now looking to try and run away. He has his dash up, sorry, his teleport up, not choosing to use it just yet, but Alpha Sydney taking everything there away from Incite. They take the Gold Fury, they take kills. It's just a really great performance from this team, and one personally didn't expect.
How did they steal that? Like, they didn't use any burst on the objective whatsoever. Ao Kuang was away from the objectives that it didn't have the Polynomicon procced Wild Storm. The only thing I think they could have stolen it with was a ricochet from Rana Barana. And it must have been very close there from Incite to take it, because they had the control over it, and they just lost it for no reason.
I have to say, Rana Barana has performed very well in both of these games and is known when to rotate, and has rotated on time for his team. So shout out to the captain of Alpha Sydney. I think he's second damage at the moment behind Shurix, so still keeping up his damage numbers. He likes, I think, being on top of that chart.
Yeah, he's performed very well on this. He one god man, but he's doing extremely well on it. I expect to see in the set next week that Hui will be first pick, first banned from either side.
We can see here Alpha City pressuring out the tower. Slicey blinks in looking for Yada, but Yada dashes away, or teleports away rather. He's looking for the snipes here, but he's just out of range. Biggie blinks in Cataclysm, looking to fall back, but instead falls down. Rana Barana, Beast killing up under the tower, but Slicey's here, executes the Beast. Rana Barana, though, credited with that kill. Tier 2 tower should fall down here in just a second. Laney and Kikyomiyo in a bad spot here. Laney forced to backflip away. Yada's back in though. Laney picks up a kill. Swifty boxing about here. Laney's got nowhere to run. Just runs into the damage. Rana picks up a kill. Swifty picks up a kill. And Yada about to fall down here. Who's going to get this one? Rana gets himself another kill. 4 kills in about 30 seconds there for the 80 carry of Alpha City. They take the middle Phoenix. It's only Biggie left up for the next little while. Alpha City are not going to try their luck at ending this game. Instead, look for the Tier 2 tower on the right-hand side.
Out of nowhere, they get pretty much everything from the mid lane. They get the Tier 2, they get the Phoenix, they get kills galore. An unofficial quad kill there for Rana. He was 3-0-2 before, he's now 7-0-2. It's absolutely unreal, the performance coming out from Alpha City as they take down the penultimate tower in this right-hand side. Fire Giant is still up. I don't think they're going to be doing it. They do not want to risk this lead, and they are poised to take this game on, like, very surprisingly against Incite.
Looking at the graphs, 19,000 experience, 14,000 gold, the difference between these two teams, and they're not even full level, full build yet. Not even 20 minutes into this game, Alpha Jackal.
This is one of the biggest snowballs I think I've ever seen, and it's even more impressive when you see it's Alpha Sydney, formerly Llamas in Pajamas, doing it against Incite, statistically the best team in the OPL. It shows that, well, Alpha Sydney, if they don't make LAN, it's basically a crime against everything Smite.
They definitely deserve to make it. They've put in the hard work since Split 1, you know, working their way through the Challengers Cup, you know, proving themselves there to the level that OPL teams would scrim them. Left-hand side, Laney here, racing against Shrux to get back to his tower. Backflips away there. That was a cool bit of acrobatics to watch there, but Laney, using all his relics, got nowhere else to run. Uses his ultimate just as a final bit of damage, but falls down there to Swifty. Right-hand side tower, Rana and Swifty, two very damaging hunters. Should be able to shred this tower fairly quickly, along with the help of Tory Skies and Shrux.
So the positioning from Smite in this game has been a bit haphazard, but it's been great positioning for an Ao Kwong player. He's kept himself out of the fight, making sure he rotates round the back to get those low health targets to make sure that they do not sleep well at night. Left side pin is going to get aggressive, but Biggie blinks in with a Cataclysm.
Beast there with the cavalry charge, but only stuns out. Tory Skies actually gets Shrux as well. Down come the stuns from Rana. Shrux going in with the ultimate. Slides, he picks up a kill onto the Beast. Yada looking to just some damage here and get Alpha City away from his Phoenix, but it is not working. Phoenix under 50% HP, under 25% HP. It is gone. Kikyomiyo about to go as well. Swifty picks up the kill with a snipe from Rama, looking to get some more here, but looking now for the Titan. 50% HP, it is falling down. It's Alpha Sydney wins!
I'm speechless right now.
How?
Cripple Arrow? I'm literally putting that entire game down to that one first blood coming out from Swifty hitting that Cripple Arrow.